Max Holloway's rise to becoming one of the most dominant and creative strikers in UFC history is a story of unparalleled ingenuity, determination, and resilience. Known to fans worldwide as blessed, Holloway has carved a unique path in mixed martial arts, blending unorthodox training methods, raw talent, and sheer heart to establish himself as one of the greatest featherweights of all time. While many fighters hone their skills through years of rigorous coaching, Holloway's origin story stands out as one of the most unorthodox and downright unbelievable in the sport's history. It's a tale that left even Joe Rogan, a veteran UFC commentator and one of MMA's most passionate advocates, completely stunned. During a 2019 appearance on Rogan's popular podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, Holloway revealed a secret about his early days in MMA that no one could have expected. His striking foundation wasn't built in the gym, under the guidance of a seasoned coach, or through traditional martial arts training. Instead, it was born out of hours spent playing the first ever UFC video game. Yes, you read that correctly. Max Holloway learned striking by playing video games. For context, Holloway holds multiple records in the UFC for his striking, including the most significant strikes landed in a single fight, an incredible 445 strikes against Calvin Kattar, and the second most significant strikes in a fight, with 290 against Brian Ortega. His ability to overwhelm opponents with his pace, precision, and creativity has earned him a reputation as one of the best strikers to ever compete in MMA. Yet, as he told Rogan, he started his journey with no striking coach, no formal training in advanced techniques, and no roadmap other than his own intuition and a video game controller. Do you really want to know what I did? Holloway teased during the podcast, piquing Rogan's curiosity. You know the UFC game? I would use Renan Barão and Jose Aldo, and I'd do stuff with them, and I'd be like, whoa, this works in the game. Holloway then elaborated on how he would test the moves he learned virtually in real life. My friend at the time, Dustin Kimura, he would kind of hold mitts for me, and I would be like, look, I tried this in the video game, and it was working, so let's try it. To his astonishment, many of these moves translated effectively into actual combat scenarios. I figured it out from the regular UFC game, the first ever UFC game, Holloway admitted. Rogan, known for his encyclopedic knowledge of martial arts and his respect for traditional training disciplines, was left utterly dumbfounded. What? You would watch the video game for tips? Rogan asked in disbelief, clearly struggling to process what he was hearing. When Holloway confirmed, Rogan could only laugh, shaking his head. That is so ridiculous, he said, marveling at the absurdity of the situation. Yet, as ridiculous as it may have seemed, Holloway's video game-inspired approach worked. His natural athleticism, combined with an insatiable curiosity and a willingness to experiment, allowed him to take what he learned from a virtual environment and make it a reality in the octagon. By the time Holloway entered the UFC, his unorthodox methods had already laid the foundation for a style that would later take the featherweight division by storm. Fast forward to today, and Holloway's legacy is cemented not just by his records but also by the unforgettable moments he has delivered inside the cage. Perhaps no moment epitomizes his greatness more than his performance at UFC 300, where he faced one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport, Justin Gaethje. The fight was a brutal, high-paced war, with both men showcasing their striking prowess and unbreakable wills. But it was in the final seconds of the fight that Holloway delivered a finish so spectacular that it left the entire MMA world in awe. With just 10 seconds remaining on the clock, Holloway did something that only a fighter of his confidence and charisma could pull off. He pointed to the center of the octagon, challenging Gaethje to engage in one last exchange. Gaethje, a man known for his own warrior spirit, accepted the challenge. What followed was a sequence that will live on in UFC history forever. Holloway landed a single, perfectly timed punch that sent Gaethje crashing to the canvas, unconscious. The knockout came with just 1 second left in the fight, a moment of pure magic that seemed almost scripted. Joe Rogan, who was cage-side for the event, couldn't contain his excitement. "That's the greatest knockout of all time," he declared during the live broadcast. The fact that he called for that with 10 seconds left in the fight and put the lights out on one of the most dangerous men to ever fight in the sport. The fact that he did it this way, too, that he pointed to the center of the octagon, pointed to the floor, and said, "Let's throw down right here," and then sleeps Justin Gaethje with one punch. Rogan later elaborated on the moment, calling it the greatest holy S moment of all time. His voice, still hoarse from the excitement, captured the raw emotion of witnessing something truly extraordinary. "My whole body was freaking out. I lost my voice," he said, reflecting on the adrenaline-fueled reaction he and millions of fans around the world shared. "And I don't think there's anything else that comes close." For Holloway, the knockout wasn't just a victory, it was a culmination of years of hard work, creativity, and a willingness to embrace the unconventional. Despite his early reliance on video games to learn striking, Holloway has since become one of the most polished and effective strikers in MMA, blending creativity with precision to overwhelm his opponents. His ability to adapt and innovate has made him a fan favorite and an enduring figure in the sport. Outside the octagon, Holloway remains true to his roots. He is still an avid gamer, often streaming popular titles like Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto on his Twitch channel, @BlessedMa. Fans who tune in not only get to watch him play but also gain insight into the personality that has made him one of the most beloved figures in MMA. Max Holloway's journey is a testament to the idea that greatness can come from the most unexpected places. From experimenting with virtual techniques on a video game to landing the greatest knockout in UFC history, Holloway has consistently defied expectations and rewritten the rules. His story serves as an inspiration, proving that unconventional beginnings can lead to extraordinary achievements. Whether he's in the gym, the octagon, or online gaming with fans, Holloway continues to embody the spirit of a true martial artist, creative, relentless, and always willing to take risks. For a fighter who started his journey by mimicking video game characters, Max Holloway has truly become one of MMA's real-life legends.